We're live. Hey y'all, it's Paul here. I'm here with Yasim George.
Hi.
From thetrendlab.co. I'm going to tag her right here. Here's your face.
Really don't.
George, done. All right, so now we are live together and we're talking. So Yasim and I are in the veteran incubator Bunker Labs. Powered by WeWork. Thank you.
Don't forget to say that.
I won't say that. I won't forget to say that. And we actually have very synergistic businesses.
Yes.
So Yadmin does marketing for businesses, and I do outsource leadership on the sales, marketing, and operational side, right? Mm-hmm. So we thought this would be good for us to talk because we're both in the mindset of helping companies grow and helping other companies. And I just thought it would be a good conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, part of what I do is help solve challenges and problems that the companies face and help them scale and grow quickly. And off camera, we had a conversation about what her biggest challenge is. So tell me what your biggest challenge, or tell our friends here what your biggest challenge is.
So my biggest challenge when it comes to running my own business is the prospecting part. Right. It's the sales part that I hate. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. I'm more behind the scenes, and I'm passionate about talking about marketing. Because it's just, to me, it's the lifeblood of the business, but sales might disagree a little bit.
Not at all. I agree that marketing is the precursor to sales, right?
Yes.
I can't get in the door if we're not having a synergistic conversation about what is our ideal client, what do they live, what do they like, what are their interests, what are their challenges, and if we know that together,
and the messaging,
if everything's all together, then I go in as a salesperson. Hey JT, what's up? It's a lot easier for me to have that conversation.
Absolutely, I agree. I in my prior experiences and prior jobs, it was always sales was number one, marketing was just support in terms of doing flyers and websites. When there's so much more to it. It's about positioning, messaging, identifying who your audience is, and solving that problem for them. And nurturing it so that way when it gets to sales, it becomes a very soft sale and it's not just closing
it's a
and
warm
not a
lead,
hard sale.
Right? Not like, hey, I got to knock down this door, which is traditional outbound sales, right? Like, hey, here's a list of 100 people, call them.
Yeah, and how hard is your job?
Interrupt them. It's so much harder.
And your sales cycle so much longer without the correct marketing. And so that's why I spun out to do my own so that way I could actually affect, businesses' bottom line. Which before I didn't have the opportunity because I was always seen as a support function versus a driver for a business growth along with sales.
So I believe in a hybrid model, right? Mm-hmm. Where
absolutely
both marketing and sales work together, but the sales reps become marketers as well.
Correct.
Right? So it gives you the compounding of information to customers or potential customers in a way that's non-outbound or obtrusive. Like, I want to knock down your door, I'm going to interrupt you. That's traditional outbound sales. A hybrid model is like, hey, I'm just giving you information, right? And if you're interested, great. If I feel like this is a great fit for you, let's have a conversation more. And if they don't respond and say, hey, I'm not ready right now, then you drip information to them, right? But then you're still broadcasting on every channel that your reps are on, so it helps grow that network around your product.
Right. And by the time they get to you, if they've been marketed properly too and nurtured properly, it's a welcome. Come on in, let's have a conversation versus like, all right, what do you need now?
Yeah.
Oh, here's another sleazy salesperson.
Yeah. But which is always the what I get tied into, like, oh, it's Paul, he's a sales guy. I'm like, actually, I am a very technical and clinical person when it comes to that. So I take offense to that because I don't want to be looped into that. It's not your fault. I mean, it's an assumption. And do I look like I care? Like, no, I don't.
No, you're pretty good at just pushing through.
Yeah. So that's the challenge. So let's dive in more about why prospecting is hard.
So for me, I just feel like initially it's the feel of giving something that someone didn't ask for, right? Versus when you're an entrepreneur, you're actually, and you just said this before, we got on live, but I'm being selfish by not offering a solution that could really help another business, right? So it's my duty to share with other people, other companies, so that way they can thrive in their business. Because most aren't properly educated on how to market effectively. They try different things here and there as if they're like kind of dabbling without looking at marketing holistically. And so that's, but it's still, doing it is the hardest part. Putting yourself out there, getting that rejection or no response. So for me, I prefer the referral method. I think everybody would.
Everybody does. Everybody wants to get a warm lead. Like, hey, welcome to my house. Come on in.
Exactly.
Right?
And that's what I've been getting thus far since I started the business. So I just stayed in that comfort zone. But
I actually have a great drill for you to work on the rejection part of it.
All right, go ahead.
Ask me for something you know I won't give you.
$100,000.
Okay, so now ask why.
Why?
Or I can do it to you. Ready? Actually, no. You're better if you do it to me. So ask me why.
Why won't you give me $100,000?
Because I don't have $100,000 right now. Keep asking me why.
Why?
Because I don't have the expendable. Just keep going. Keep digging deeper. Ask questions that will give me. Okay. So keep going. Ask me another question.
You don't have the disposable income to give it to me. Why not?
Because I am a small business and I'm still building it out.
Why haven't you built it out?
I literally just started it 2 months ago.
Why haven't you gotten more customers?
Because I'm selling a niche product in a very narrow space.
Keep digging?
Keep going. You'll get it. This is one more. There's two more you'll get, and you'll get the answer.
Okay. Why haven't you cracked that code to get into that niche?
Because I've been afraid to put it out there and blast it out to everybody.
Why have you been afraid to blast it out there?
Because I have imposter syndrome, right? Like, am I doing the right? So she's gotten past several stages here, which is very difficult. But she was to keep digging deeper and deeper. She could find a solution, like say, why not? What if I gave you, and you could ask other questions other than why, you could say, what if I gave you terms on $100,000, right? Like where I would pay you back with interest, right? Would that be interesting to you? Great, yes. Okay, how much interest are you going to give me, Yaz?
Yeah.
I'll give you 10%. Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll mortgage my house to give you $100,000 at 10% interest. Because the bank's charging you 6, if I make 10, I win. So you could keep asking those questions like why, what?
Right.
What would be the differentiator for you? Like, what if we went into business together and we took a loan out together? Something like that, right? You can keep digging and asking questions, scraping at the wound a little bit, right? I hate to say it that way, but it's the way, it's kind of analogy. So that's the way to get over rejection, right? You just keep asking those questions. What do you lose? They say no, you say, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, but you don't want to ask just no, yes, no questions. You'll ask questions like...
more open-ended questions.
Right, so I'll ask you a question, right? Yasmin, give me your house.
I don't own a house.
Do you have a car?
Yes.
Okay, what kind of car is it?
Mazda.
Okay, what kind of Mazda?
Mazda 3.
Okay. Give me your Mazda 3.
Why?
Because I need another car.
Okay.
Can I have you? Huh?
Can you Uber?
No, I want to have another car because I need it for my wife to drive. So, what if I paid you rent on the car?
Possibly.
How much rent would you? Because you see what I'm getting at here. I'm finding out your fine. How much money would you need for the rent to rent the car? A month.
I don't know. $200 a month.
Okay, so you just told me, you broke down from no to I found an answer at $200 a month.
Yeah, I'm just playing along too. I don't know.
But like that's the point. That's the point, right? Like eventually, I would break it down.
I mean, if I got a response, I'd feel more comfortable in the conversation.
Correct.
It's also a lot of times you don't get the response.
But if you ask the right questions, like, okay, what would it take for me to get?
That's true. That's a good point.
Or if you know that person's personality. Mm-hmm. If I just ask you, the worst thing you say is no. No. Okay.
I do struggle with with responding back. I accept the no. Right?
You can't.
I know.
No is the first part of yes, right?
Like, I mean, I
not right now.
Even if it's
it means
soft,
not right now.
Right, correct.
Okay.
I mean, I do leave a little like, oh, let me know, but I never follow up consistently as salespeople do, right?
Follow up is like it's like G.I. Joe is half the like knowing is half the battle.
Yeah.
Follow up is half the battle.
Yeah.
If you can follow up the right way, I got to move myself over for the camera here. If you can follow up the right way in sales, you can succeed.
So you're saying to follow up after the no as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I know you said no a couple weeks ago about XYZ marketing service. Here's a great article that I thought would help you, and here's a case study from a customer I just worked with in the same exact niche that you do.
Yeah.
And here's the success that they've had. would you want to learn more about what they're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Even if they say no, you're just
Absolutely.
putting the information out there.
Yeah, ironically, I do this partly the nurturing part and the follow-up for my clients because it's all automated.
But it's also your client already.
Correct.
I'm talking about new people.
Right, but I'm saying for their leads, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I understand it's the same process, but if there's initial engagement, then it makes it easier.
Right.
When there's no engagement, that's when it's hard to put yourself out there, to follow up, to nurture, because you just feel like you're bothering them. Or
you're not, though.
I know, but in your mind,
you're providing a
that's what
service that you know is going to be of help to them.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
We did some quick prospecting on the Instagram about 5 minutes before we get on here for her ideal client. And we found somebody for her niche, literally down the street, with no marketing at all, like on social media. They have a website. That's it.
Yeah.
Now, I told her, let's call them right now. She goes, no, I don't want to call them. I said, why not? What's worse than they say? No. Because when you fight, right, you throw punches, right? Or when you do any sport, you take chances.
Yep.
And if you take a chance and they reject you, you learn something from that rejection.
That's true.
So I always tell Adam to record his calls so he can learn from what he says to people when he talks to them about sponsorships for esports, right? The same thing with this. You'd be like, okay, is Joe Smith the owner there? And you got to find out who that person is, but you could do it. You do some more research, dig in deeper, you'll find it. Say, okay, is Joe there? Hey Joe, this is Yasim from Trend Lab Co. I work with specifically your niche, and I noticed your site and your page, and I noticed you don't have any social media links on here. Do you have a social media presence? Mm-hmm. No, I don't. Okay, why not? Well, I could be early on. Great, it's not the right time, or it's the right time, but I just haven't found the right person to work with. I'm like, well, let me just tell you, I've been working with XYZ companies, and they do the exact same thing you do, and here's the success they've had from it.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it's easier when you have a conversation,
100%.
but a lot of times I try prospecting online, so it's less of the conversation.
But it's easier for me to delete your email than it is. I mean, I can still hang up the phone, but people are still people. They're not always like, oh, that guy's if you make a relationship quickly, like, hey, I know something about you. I saw this. I saw your school, whatever, and I know I can help you. Yeah. Right? So that's kind of the stuff that you could do for them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just getting in front of the right people.
Yeah. So that, and once you know that right person, and you build a persona, an avatar, whatever you want to call it, and you know who that person is, then you can actually just dig into that. And the way social media is, it gives you all the stuff that you want, right? Mm-hmm. Who are you going after? Yeah. Right? I have a prospect list for the greater Philadelphia area of 200 different companies, a couple thousand people. Yeah. I'm digging through it every day. Yeah. Right? I'd spend an hour to 2 hours prospecting.
So you have a good system in place, and I think a lot of entrepreneurs struggle when it comes to prospecting because they don't have an actual system in place. So you had said something like, all right, block out 2 hours every
Turn your phone
day.
off, don't get interrupted, boom. Just
to prospect,
head down.
Figure out who you want to reach out to, and then the next segment of that is, all right, identify how you can communicate with them, whether it's email, phone, direct messages through social media. So I think putting that in place will be extremely helpful, but I just didn't have that discipline yet, especially because it's something that I do not want to do, or I don't like doing. Right. It's definitely outside of my comfort zone. So you're going to help me with that.
You got to get outside your comfort zone. That's the hardest part for people to do, right? Yeah. Like, how do I push you to, and that's been my why. She knows my why because of my dad, and it's always for me to push myself outside my comfort zone. I don't want to be comfortable.
Well, I think all entrepreneurs.
Because if I do, I fall asleep. I'll literally pass out. I'll be like, I'm too comfortable. I'm going to sleep. And that's what happens. As soon as I come home, and if I stop to play with the kids and watch TV and sit on the couch, I'm out. Yeah. Because I stop moving. I'm like a shark. Like, if I stop moving, I will fall asleep and die.
I'm the same way. I'm definitely the same way.
So, all right. So today's message is how to prospect. That's the big challenge that I would say the bulk of entrepreneurs have faced.
How many of you struggle with prospecting and sales?
Yeah.
It'd be good to see who else.
I would love to know who else is out there.
Struggles.
Mel is out there, JT. I mean, let us know. You can respond back. It's a live feed later. If not, just ping me or message me. I would love to know what your biggest challenge is. And if prospecting is your biggest challenge.
And what do you do to get over that challenge? If you figured it out, please let me know and us know.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
And talk to you soon.
Bye.
Cheers. How do I turn this off now? Oops. End. Goodbye.